Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And today we're talking about Axl Rose's tattoos. Now, I know this is something that a lot of fans have asked me to do, and we're going to go through and talk about each one of his tattoos. I think there's one or two I'm not exactly sure where their origin is from, or when they were done, or exactly what they mean. But most of them I was able to find the information I was looking for. Now let's talk about the tattoo of the woman on his right arm. And a lot of people assume that this is a tattoo of Bobby Von Grief. Now, she was the inspiration behind the song Rocket Queen, which was on Appetite for Destruction. She's not to be confused with the woman Adriana Smith, who's the woman who can be heard moaning during the bridge of the song. So it's been confirmed by multiple sources that the woman on Axl's right arm is a woman named Monique Lewis. Now, Monique Lewis dated Izzy Stradlin in the early 80s, and Axl soon fell in love with her. She was the inspiration for the song Don't Cry that appeared on both Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. So Axl said, I was sitting outside the Roxy, and I was just really in love with this person, and she was realizing that it just wasn't going to work. She was doing her things, and she was telling me goodbye, and I sat down, and I just started crying, and she was telling me don't cry. Next night we got together and wrote the song in 5 minutes, referring to him and Izzy. So according to several sources, including Adriana Smith, who's the girl moaning on the song, she made a statement, and I quote her. She said, I have the impression that it's the face of another girl named Monique. Mark Cantor, who was an old friend of the band, and of course the guy who wrote Reckless Road and who we interviewed, confirmed that the girl on his arm is Monique, and he said, it looks like Barbie, but it's Monique. He also said that for those who thought it was Barbie and Monique were the same, he said they're two different people. And then Tracy Guns even revealed in Rolling Stone that Monique Lewis dated every member of the first lineup of Guns N' Roses. Now, sadly, there's no photos of Monique Lewis on the internet that any fans have been able to find. She somehow avoided the camera after all these years. So if you guys look at Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose's left arm, he's got this tattoo on it saying victory or death. Now, this is a symbol that dates back all the way to the Ottoman Empire. It also has some crossover with one of his biggest musical inspirations growing up, which was Elvis Presley. Here's a photo of Axl wearing an Elvis shirt, and once Axl was being interviewed by TMZ, this was before the Not in This Lifetime tour, and he was asked about Elvis, and he basically talked about how he was a big Elvis fan. So that tattoo that Axl has on his left arm that means victory or death is the actual motto of the 32nd Armored Regiment of the United States Army. The motto also served as an inspirational order to the 1st of the 3rd Armored Division's 2 greatest battering rams. Now, it's also visible on the yellow and red regimental emblem in some photographs of Elvis Presley during his army service in Germany with that regiment, and in his later film GI Blues. You can see the album on the hat of Elvis Presley in this photo. So the tattoo that Axl has above his tattoo of Monique Lewis is a reference to Thin Lizzy, so it's based off of the Thin Lizzy album Black Rose, and here's an interview where Axl talks about that tattoo.
I'm not unhappy with anything I have. The only thing I'm bummed about is I got this tattoo right here, which is a Thin Lizzy album cover, and I always wanted to show it to Phil Lynott, and he died on me.
Now, of course, the other tattoo on Axl's lower right arm is the Celtic cross that's seen on the front cover of Appetite for Destruction. Now, it's got a bit of a complicated history. It wasn't the original design that was chosen for the cover. The first was the Robert Williams painting that a lot of retailers refused to carry because it was deemed too graphic. So the cross design on the Appetite for Destruction cover was designed by Billy White Jr., and he gave an interview to Culture Creature where he talked about how he got introduced to Guns N' Roses and how he came up with the design. So he explained that his cousin introduced him to Guns N' Roses while he was an art student in Long Beach, California. Billy and the band became friends. One day Axl called, Mr. White explained, and asked if I could draw him a tattoo after he'd seen a drawing I'd done on my cousin's wall. I said sure, and we talked. The cross and skulls that looked like the band was Axl's idea, the rest was me. The knotwork in the cross was a reference to Thin Lizzy, a band that Axl and I both loved. So Irish rock greats Thin Lizzy used Celtic border elements on the cover of their 1976 album Johnny the Fox. Now, Mr. White described the above pencil sketch as a rough draft that I got approval from Axl on to move forward to a final full-color image done on Bristol paper using watercolor, gouache, and ink. White speculates that his final painting is likely in the possession of Geffen Records. Axl then had the cross design tattooed on his arm by Robert Benedetti at the Sunset Strip Tattoo in Los Angeles. Benedetti is credited for tattoos in the Appetite for Destruction liner notes. So during a phone call, Mr. Benedetti confirmed this and said that his friends Axl and Duffy were at the tattoo studio often and that they got signed and then they were gone. Now, White's pencil sketch was sold at the Grammy Awards charity auction in 2009, and according to one commenter, the drawing sold for $6,200. He said, "I didn't have anything to do with the auction and didn't know who offered it for sale," White noted. An artist named Andy Angel also made some refinements to White's cross design and was approved for use as a secondary element in Appetite's packaging, which is planned to have Robert Williams' painting of a hallucinatory rape scene on its cover. Now, Williams' painting is titled Appetite for Destruction, and the album was originally shipped to stores with the original cover design, but the original cover design, of course, did not last long. Here's a little snippet of Axl talking about fashion and really how Geffen liked the tattoo and how they wanted to use it on the album cover.
A guy named Robert Benedetti does our tattoos on Sunset Strip. He does like Ozzy's, and Kevin Brady used to work there, and he did Motley Crue's and stuff. And it's like I think about a tattoo a long time before I get it. Like I got the one on my arm here before we had the album cover design. You know, Geffen saw this and liked it so much that they wanted to do a cover. And I don't know, fashion is just like, I believe in wearing and doing what you want to do, not what someone tells you to do.
Now, there's one more tattoo that Axl has on his upper part of his left arm that a lot of people haven't really seen because it's usually covered. And that one is a tattoo that he's talked briefly about, and it says rocker on it. So Axl had this to say about the tattoo. So the interviewer asked him, the first tattoo you got was the one with the inscription rocker. Could you please tell us the origin and meaning of the drawings and the colors you've chosen? Axl said, "Oh yes, rocker, beautiful tattoo. Let me go back a few years to remember the origin of this prettiness. I got it. It was a present from Chris Webber. I think it was the best gift he had ever given to me. The tattoo represents a face where the wings are the hair and the die stands for the eyes. The only truth about the colors is that they remind me of my childhood. Regarding the inscription rocker, that was the name of a song which belongs to Hollywood Rose, the band I used to be part of." And finally, here's the same interview that Axl did where he talks about any advice he would give to somebody who would be willing to get a tattoo.
I don't know, fashion is just like, I believe in wearing and doing what you want to do, not what someone tells you to do. You know, and that's what our fashion is. It's like hard. You go into a nice hotel, you're renting out a whole floor, you're playing a big show in a town, you know, like we're on the Kult Tour, you know, you're playing for like 10,000 people sometimes. And they won't let you in the restaurant because of the dress code, and there's no one in it. You know, what is that? You know, and this guy's making like $8 an hour. You're blowing him away financially and successfully, and he's telling you you're a bum. Schizo, see, I can turn it on or off.
No, but I get thrown out of everywhere, you know, for no real reason except for the fact that I like to get drunk and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much just whatever you wear, whatever you wake up in, and you just go and do what you gotta do.
About tattoos, don't go get a tattoo if you just to get a tattoo. Get something that you plan on having for the rest of your life. If you're going to get one, make sure it means a lot to you and you're going to have it for the rest of your life. You know,
So Axl Rose has at least one more tattoo that he hasn't really publicly spoken about. So it's on his left leg. And I've heard some people say that he's got a tattoo. I don't know if it's this one, but that's of his dog that passed away named Mojo. But that's really all the information I was able to find on Axl's tattoos. Let me know what you guys think of this video. And do you guys have any Axl Rose or Guns N' Roses related tattoos? And did it take you a long time to think about it? And let me know, what are your tattoos? What are they of? So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed that, and be sure to share it. Also subscribe for the latest and greatest Guns N' Roses news. And go check us out on GNRCentral.com to see Guns N' Roses news as it breaks. Take care.